Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this 25th, Wednesday, the 25th of May, 2022. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin for a minute here. Will it die? Will it disappear? Will it go to zero? We've heard all this before over and over again whenever Bitcoin goes into a bear market. And it's done this before over and over again. It's went into bear markets and sentiment's turned sour like it is right now. You think we'd learn from the past, But each time Bitcoin goes into a bear market, underneath the surface, the part that you don't examine, it actually grows larger than it was when it was in the bull market. And I've been through an awful lot of these. I remember the first one I was through, Bitcoin went all the way up to $260. Oh my goodness, amazing. It was like $60, and then it had a bull run, massive bull run. Sentiment was high. Bitcoin was 260 bucks a piece. And then it fell off a cliff. And then I remember the next one. I can't remember exactly. I think it went up to like 1,500 or something. And then there was another one. It went up to like 20,000 and so on. You guys remember that one. Bitcoin does this. Looking at the long-term chart, though, the highs are higher, and it keeps spreading out its base of utilization within the system, its structure of being a unit of account that's off the grids, off the books. It's not part of the actual financial system, so to speak. Starting to be used in more and more countries as a means of exchange as well. Smaller countries are switching over, use it as a means of exchange. So is Bitcoin going away? No, it's not. The conditions that created Bitcoin and pushed it all the way up to $68,000. What caused that to happen? Why did Bitcoin go from a guy buying a pizza with 7,000 Bitcoins and it being a fringe thing, they're worth like 20 cents a piece or something, What caused it to go up to $68,000 a piece? What action caused that to happen? In this universe, it works with cause and effect. So what was the cause? The cause why Bitcoin went up to those exorbitantly high prices was mismanagement of the fiat currencies around the world. The yen, the dollar, Great British pound, Swiss franc, Canadian dollar, all these currencies, ruble, Chinese yuan, all these currencies are all being mismanaged. They're all in a race to the bottom. And it's that mismanagement, that being able to print as much as they want of these paper currencies, that has caused Bitcoin from 2009 till now to be worth as much as it's worth. That process is only getting worse around the world. And it's going to continue, and it's going to get a lot worse after the Fed capitulates, after the central banks capitulate to the system, to support the system again, because we're in a recession. Admittedly, they'll say we're in a recession. Because everything the Fed's doing right now is what's called data dependent. And at a certain point, the data's going to turn sour, and they're going to come in back with support again. Bitcoin will continue its meteoric rise. And how high will the next big pump go? If the last one went to 68,000. But in the interim, right now, if you understand the mechanisms that's causing Bitcoin to fall from 68,000 down to under $30,000, where it is right now. In other words, it's more than been chopped in half. If you understand that mechanism, why that happened, then you can understand on the other side of this how cryptocurrencies is going to go into a bull market again. And I'm fully expecting $100,000 Bitcoin or higher. And I'm not talking long term, as in 5 years from now or anything like that. If you fully understand that mechanism that's pushing Bitcoin down, you also understand that Bitcoin could go as low as lines of support, strong lines of support, like around 12,000. There's a very strong line of support. There's an extremely strong line of support around $6,500 for Bitcoin. You have to understand that Bitcoin could make it down into under $20,000. It could make it down depending on how long the Fed holds out before they turn around and say, hey, we're data dependent, the data's turned bad, we're going to start to support these markets again. Before that happens, how low could Bitcoin go? And what kind of a buying opportunity is this creating? Because knowing fully well that Bitcoin is going to go into a bull market again. So basically what I'm telling you guys is what happened back when all these people bought Bitcoin in around 3,500, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, and they made out good because Bitcoin went up to $68,000. All of those people is going to be a wash, rinse, repeat again. The same thing's going to happen all over again. And so if you want to capitalize off of this, say you bought Bitcoin in around, I don't know, say 6,000 or 7,000. You sat on it all the way up to 68,000, and now you've sat on it all the way back down to 30,000. And if it goes lower, if it goes to 20, if it goes to 15,000, you're going to be starting to get like shaking your head and saying, oh my goodness, maybe I should have sold them when they were 68,000 or whatever. Don't despair when it gets down those lower prices. Don't let go of your Bitcoin when it gets down, like, it might go down to like 15,000 or whatever. Don't despair and sell your Bitcoin and say, oh, this is terrible. Hang on to it and buy more when it's at its cheapest. Because this is how you're going to capitalize when it finally does go back up over $100,000. Because that's in this next meteoric rise with the fiat currencies are only getting worse and worse. They're being devalued worse and worse. We're going to see another meteoric rise in Bitcoin coming in the future. Probably next year or the year after. And it's going to be the hot thing. It's going to be the hot thing around the world that everybody wants. Big time. New networks are being established in the Bitcoin network. And they're being utilized more, so Bitcoin becomes more scalable. Bitcoin could become the coin as far as store of value is concerned. It is a hoarder's dream, because when you hoard Bitcoin or you HODL it, it's a hoarder's dream because of the way it's set up. How every 4 years the supply gets cut in half, the new supply. How it has to be mined like gold, and it has a cost associated with it. How it uses so much electricity for that cost that's associated with it, and so on. I could go on and on. Anyway, listen guys, have a nice afternoon, and we'll catch you guys in the very next show. Bye-bye.